Hi, Kent Ferguson here, chiropractor at Oliver Chiropractic Wellness Clinic, and I'm here this morning with Meg Oxland, our registered dietitian. Hi, Meg.
Hello, Kent.
So today we're going to be doing something in the kitchen here. We're going to be making some food. We're going to be making food that sometimes we think about as fun food, associated with maybe being a little bit unhealthy, but today we're going to be making it a little bit more on the healthy side. But I don't think it's going to suffer from taste at all or take away from the taste at all. Meg, what is it we're going to be making today?
Nourishing nachos.
All right, nourishing nachos. Now, as I said before, nachos, you tend to want to load them up, right? You want to load them up with all those good, tasty, sometimes zesty things. But some of those things might be a little bit high in salt, maybe high in fat, and really throwing us out of where we want to be in our wheelhouse of healthy food, healthy snacks. So, Meg, when we are talking about nachos, I love nachos. We have nachos on a regular basis on our house. How are we going to go about making that more healthy?
Yes, I have lots of ideas. Welcome to my kitchen. There's an expression in Spanish that's mi casa, su casa. My kitchen's your kitchen. And I've spent a fair bit of time in the southwestern states where I developed a real love for Mexican and New Mexican cooking. And when I was in grad school studying nutrition, my favorite snack became nachos. And I'm like, okay, Meg, you got to figure out how to make these really healthy. So it's kind of been a hobby and an interest, and it's a family favorite. Mexican food, we love to cook it, and nachos in particular. We often have fun Fridays, and nachos are top of the list. So I'll share a bit about how I found to make them healthy. So I will follow the healthy plate model, and I will begin with the whole grains. And so for the whole grains, we have the taco chips, and I always look for the stone ground corn or the multi-grain nacho chips that have flax and brown rice flour. They're also gluten-free, and they're a wholesome, healthy chip. And that's kind of provides the crunch and the foundation of the nacho platter. Secondly, vegetables. So you can, I always think of the rainbow, like to include the rainbow. So some of our favorites are the peppers, red onion, green onion, tomatoes, mushrooms, zucchini. So this morning, I sauteed up some the orange, yellow, and red pepper with some zucchini, mushroom, and purple onion. You can do these raw. I like the flavor the sauteing brings out. I use the olive oil. I also add a little bit of Mrs. Dash, which is a salt-free spice, for a little bit of extra spice, and no salt goes with it. Some nice flavor, or some chili powder. And then for protein, if someone may choose to go vegetarian, more plant-based, we use it as an opportunity to have a meatless meal. And we have the black beans and the kidney beans, which are super healthy, low fat, high fiber. So I put them on. I happen to have some ground beef from last night. I made a shepherd's pie. So if you have ground beef handy, or you have leftover chicken or some leftover chili, that all works too. The meat is a wonderful protein, so are the beans, and then adding some cheese. So I grated some cheese, and that adds some good calcium, some good protein, and voila, I've put a little mini nacho platter together. And what I really like about this meal, actually, I'm going to stop there and Ken, ask you if there's some other foods or toppings or trimmings you may add at your house, if you have any particular way of making nachos that you'd like to add.
Well, you know, I don't know about too much to add, but so far I like what I'm hearing, because when it comes to the chips that you're using, those are what we aim for, right? Because we have nachos easily a couple times a month on Friday night movie nights, and then so we quickly saw that, hey, you know what? If we're going to be having this, how can we bring down some of the salt content, bring down maybe some of the fat content to a more manageable level, if you will, right? Because there's really only so much your body should be processing any given time for any given meal. So when it comes to the chips, I really feel good about that decision. When it comes to the protein, we oftentimes will really only use the beans, right? The black beans, right? So they're using some red kidney beans. That's another idea to help bulk up and maybe give a different type of flavor, red kidney bean to the black kidney bean on that plate. But I can tell you for a fact, and this is coming from someone who, I like meat. I've grown up eating meat. I don't have an aversion to meat. I don't think meat is necessarily bad, but when we're understanding that it costs a lot of energy to produce the meat that's on our plates, there is some sustainability that I think is important to consider. So when it comes to adding the beans in substitution as for the protein at times, from a taste standpoint, from an enjoyability standpoint, you don't notice it. Right? You just don't notice it. It's just as filling. It really is just as tasty. And it comes down to, for someone who likes to eat meat, opening up your mind, looking at some of the ancillary reasons to me making a different health choice, whether that be for you or the world around you. But yeah, just so far, yeah, I feel good about some of the things that we are doing in our household to make some of these snacks and meals healthier.
Great. Well stated. Absolutely. And just to add on to that nutrition piece just a little bit, when we're looking at taco chips, these particular kinds, one thing value they give us is fiber. So there's 3 to 4 grams of fiber per serving. That's really decent. And I checked the sodium levels, and ideally when you're looking for a taco chip or something, you're looking for 200 milligrams or less. Okay. That's 10% of our daily recommended intake. Typically, we don't need to go over 2,000 milligrams a day. We often do. It's easy to do. Yeah. So 200 milligrams and below is just 10%. So these they fit that. One of them is 100 milligrams. So really sensible with the sodium. Yeah. And healthy fats. They're made with healthy fats. They're not hydrogenated fats, etc. Looking at the cheese, you can always go light with the cheese, 20% milk fat or less. Your typical cheese has 30 to 35% of the calories as fat. So that's quite a bit of the saturated fat. Okay. So choosing a light mozzarella or a light cheddar, the flavor's still there. You can reduce the saturated fat intake significantly.
Well, that's an excellent tip, because if anybody watching this video is like me, when it comes to getting the cheese on the nachos, I'm a fan of a perfect bite, no matter where you're grabbing that nacho on the plate.
I'm with you.
Right. So lowering the sodium content of the cheese would be a great way if you maybe slip a little bit and add a little extra cheese on your plate of nachos. And then in addition to that, lowering the sodium content of the chip itself. I mean, you're able to enjoy some of these foods without really hurting your blood vessels.
That's right. And the taste, like you say, there are so many beautiful flavors, and we haven't even finished yet. So yeah. I forgot to tell you, add in the garlic. I also added garlic to the sauteed vegetables, because we know the value of garlic in immunity and etc. And then the toppings. So we can't forget the toppings. No. So the salsa, good old salsa, counts as a vegetable. You know, peppers, onions, tomatoes, garlic, vinegar, all good. A half cup of this would count as a veggie, a quarter cup, a half veggie serving. And we have the, I did not make guacamole. The avocados were hard, and I didn't buy, of course you can buy guacamole ready-made, really good quality stuff. But I have the avocados here, and avocados are good fiber, beautiful, healthy monounsaturated fat. Yes. And then I have sour cream. Now I did go with the full fat this time, but this is 14%. If you eat it once in a while, not a problem. Moderation, but there is the 7%, there's the 5%. You can also mix this with a little bit of plain yogurt, or a little bit of Greek yogurt, or a little bit of kefir, which is a cultured yogurt-like drink that has lots of probiotic in it. So you can get creative with that. But the textures of this meal are beautiful, with the crunch, and then the veggies, and then the creamy, the spice, a little bit of salt. Like, it's just this melange of awesomeness, you know?
Nice, yes.
Yeah. So
Well, no, thank you for sharing that. When it comes to the avocados, in our house, we never really have gone through, it is a little bit of an effort to make the guacamole, adding the right amount of salt, adding the right amount of lime. You can buy some good ones. What we tend to do, if we can find ripe ones, what we do is we chop them up and we cube them up.
That's great. That's nice and easy. Yeah.
Yes.
That's great too, because you have so much flavor with everything else. So
yeah.
Great idea.
Meg, thank you so much for sharing that today. I hope that people take maybe 1, 2, 3, or 4 of all of those recommendations and really look at how you can make some of these healthy meals, fun meals like nachos, healthier for you, healthier for your family when you're enjoying the game, when you're enjoying the movie. And you don't have to feel guilty about it.
Absolutely. And if I may add one more thing to that, Ken, what I really love about this meal is that, food brings people together. And when I went away to university, there was this restaurant called The Gathering, and they had this most amazing nacho platter. And that kind of inspired, I recalled that today as I was planning this and creating this. And it was my family, we would go there and my friends, and we would gather at The Gathering and just have this beautiful nacho platter. And it's an easy meal it can be a very communal meal in the sense of you can, I have one of my favorite platters. As you can see, it has chili peppers on it, but you can make a nacho platter that's communal and bake it. And then everyone in your family at your table can eat from the platter, like a fondue nacho, right?
Yeah.
Or everyone individually can create their own little one. So you can go either way. It's a communal dish, but you can eat from the same platter, or if people have different likes, you can make your own, make like a nacho buffet, and everybody can create their own. And that's really neat for kids to do. Yeah. And it's a great meal to get kids involved. Everybody can have a role, age appropriate, right? Somebody can lay the nachos on the dish. Somebody can grate the cheese. Somebody can help with the veggies. Someone can make the guacamole or open the salsa. So it's a great way to get kids involved. And they like to kind of create their own thing. They feel like they're big and grown up when they can do that. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. Right, great. So for anybody watching out there, just want you to know that Meg brings with her over 40 years of experience from the registered dietitian field, nutritional coaching field. When it comes to working with you, Meg, can you just help them understand how they can get in touch with you?
Sure can. So yes, the nutrition services we offer are on the Oliver Chiropractic Wellness Clinic's website, and you can go to www.ocwc.ca and find a list of the services we do offer and packages. Also, you can contact our reception at 780-455-2112, and they could answer some of your questions and then direct you to me. And I'm happy to offer you a 15-minute complimentary consultation to discuss your interests, goals, and what option may work best for you. And I recommend always check your health insurance plan to see if they cover, if they offer registered dietitian benefits. Currently, over the last couple of years, given our state of the world, I've been doing predominantly Zoom consultations, which have worked out wonderfully. From my kitchen to yours, my living room to yours, it's worked out great. People can grab some stuff from their fridge or grab some stuff from their pantry. Let me check that label. It's just worked. It's been very personable and worked out well. I do phone, Zoom. I'll make exceptions. If someone does not have access to the technology, I can see you in person, but predominantly the best way at this time is Zoom. And yeah, so please check us out and feel free to call if you do have any interest. I'd be happy to speak with you.
Wonderful. I really hope that anybody watching this today, again, you found this information helpful and useful. You can incorporate it for yourself and for your own family. You found out how you can get in touch with Meg if you're looking for expanding your knowledge base when it comes to what you can do for yourself, for your family, from a dietary nutritional standpoint, right? Because knowledge is key, and the information does change. It changes with research. It changes with the understanding of food and in our relationship to food in this world. So again, I'm Dr. Ken Ferguson, Oliver Chiropractic Wellness Clinic. I'm here with Meg Oxlin, our registered dietitian. We're here to help. We're here to help you improve your health. So again, check us out at www.ocwc.ca. And thanks for watching. Bye for now.
Thank you. Bye.